pain in your chest when you've just come out of a breakup, drink and drugs. I've got me. Hi you guys, welcome to my YouTube video. My name is Shireen, and in this video we're going to be talking about 4 ways that you can get over feeling lonely after a breakup. I feel like I'm highly qualified to do this video after coming out of a 6-year relationship. So I've made some mistakes, guys. I've got to be honest, got to put my hands up. I've made some mistakes to try and soothe that feeling of loneliness. I've done some great things as well that have actually helped me to bring myself closer to myself. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 ways that you can overcome feeling lonely after a breakup. Firstly, I want to say loneliness can be harmful when it's actually making an impact on your mental health. If you're feeling like this every single day, if you're feeling lonely every day, nothing's giving you any joy, any happiness, definitely consult someone who is a professional. Disclaimer, I am not a healthcare professional. These are my experiences and the things that I have personally implemented to overcome that feeling of loneliness after a breakup. Whether you're in a relationship or out of a relationship, you can still feel lonely. You can be in a really long-term relationship and feel alone. Although I'm talking about after a breakup, these tips can actually be applied for whilst you're in a relationship as well. I definitely felt alone whilst I was towards the end of my relationship before breaking up, because I had all these thoughts, emotions, everything happening inside of me, and I wasn't sharing, I wasn't communicating that to my partner until I knew for sure, like, okay, this needs to break off. For me, I would say there's 3 things. You need compatibility, you need the sense of connection, and you need to have clear communication in any relationship that you're in. That doesn't solely apply to intimate relationships. That can also apply to friendships and family. Almost everyone has overcome that feeling of loneliness and the need to feel connected to someone. So let's get into these 4 tips on how to overcome feeling lonely after a breakup. Tip number 1 is self-love, and this one's really important. I can recall being super duper vulnerable just after leaving a relationship. Everything would make me cry. Your emotions are up and down. You don't know if you've made the right decision. Everything is just everywhere. Like, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. If you live together, you got to figure out what we're going to do now. What's the living situation going to be like? If you've got children, you got to figure out what's going to be best for them. There's so many different things happening in your life. You've literally tipped your life upside down. You've got to start from scratch and try and figure out what it is that you're feeling. The best thing that you can do for yourself is be kind to yourself. That's like the first thing. Self-love is the most important aspect of trying to like rekindle that connection with you. I would say the first 2 months after my breakup, I felt the most lost. I felt like I didn't know who I was. I felt like I didn't identify with this version of Shireen. So it's so important that you treat yourself with kindness. Try not to blame yourself for what's happened. Taking care of yourself through self-care is essential. Something I do when I'm dealing with stress is kind of throw myself deep into work mode. This can be unhealthy because anytime we are avoiding our emotions, avoiding having to deal with our wounds, anything that's causing us pain, anytime we don't want to face that pain and we're turning away from it or trying to put something over the top of it to conceal the pain, we're actually doing ourselves a disjustice, because at some point in our lives we're going to have to deal with that pain eventually. So instead of, you know, being hard on yourself or self-medicating, I know a lot of people turn to drink and drugs and things like that anytime they have this horrible pain in your chest when you've just come out of a breakup. It can be very easy to turn to those things, but I would definitely suggest journaling, speaking to people, anything that you need to feel that sense of connection, because after a breakup we're actually mourning the loss of someone, that connection that we had with someone. Maybe you were used to speaking to each other all day through the day, and now you have no one to talk to, or you feel like you've got no one to talk to. Sometimes it's just about realizing that you're actually mourning the loss of the person that you were with, or mourning the loss of the person you thought you were when you were in that relationship. If you're pressing reset on your life, that self-care has to really come hard and heavy for you. So some of the things that you can do, like taking relaxing baths, playing soft, gentle music. Your music is really important actually, especially after a breakup. You don't really want to be hearing negative things that are gonna make you feel like your self-worth is being lowered even more. If you have children, you might get family members to come and help. So maybe they can come to you, or maybe you can drop your children off. So you've got some alone time to process your thoughts and your feelings. You might want to journal. You might want to read some books. There might be a hobby that you want to start getting yourself into, some kind of outlet that's going to allow your emotions to kind of pour out. Anything that's creative is a really good thing to delve into after a breakup. You're probably not eating right after a breakup. Maybe your weight's up and down. You're either probably eating too much or you're not eating enough. Paying attention to your new routine, because that's what it's all about. Creating a new routine for yourself is going to be essential. This is also the time to get yourself looking your best, feeling your best. What illnesses have you been neglecting? Like, is there something that you know that you should be going to the doctors to get sorted out? Like, now's the time to do it. You want to get your teeth whitened. You want to, I'm not promoting plastic surgery, but if there's something you know that you want to do to make yourself feel good and you've been putting it off maybe because the person you're in a relationship with don't approve, like, now is the time for you to invest in you. Now is the time for you to do what's going to make you feel good and at your best. And making choices and decisions that are in your best interest is the best thing for you to do in this time. Basically, anything that's going to make you feel like you are a 10 out of 10, you need to do. Also, enjoying your own company is absolutely important, because sometimes we can have people around us or want people around us just to have anyone around us, instead of feeling like we are able to spend time on ourselves, by ourselves. You are your best company. So it's really important to make sure that you are comfortable in your environment on your own, instead of feeling like you need to have other people around you to fill that void that you're feeling. Become your own best friend. I know we hear that, but literally becoming your own best friend. Something that I started to do is something it's called mirror work. I think it's called mirror work. Going up to a mirror, facing myself in the mirror, looking into my own eyes in the mirror, and just smiling. And I can't even tell you how many times months, guys, it took me months to look in the mirror and not cry when I'm looking at myself. You're gonna feel pain. You're gonna identify with pain when you first look at yourself in the mirror every morning. It just made me realize I really did struggle with self-love. I struggled to identify with the person that I was looking at in the mirror. Put your hand on the mirror. Say, well done. Like, you made it through another day. I've got me. You need to feel like you are your own best friend, 100%. There's a difference between investing time in yourself and wasting time on yourself. So anything that's going to bring positivity to you, so anything like learning a new skill, maybe you want to learn a new language, picking up new books, going to do a painting session, anything that's time invested in you, for you, it's for your gain. Now's the time to do it, rather than wasting time sat in front of the TV, you know, just doing wasteful things that aren't going to replenish you in any way. Now is the time to replenish who you are and to build yourself back up, and these are the steps that you need to take in order to do that. The second thing I want to talk about, which kind of segues into what I just said, is spending time on your passion. So for me, I have a business, and although I know at some points I've kind of used it as a blanket to kind of give myself that comfort that I've needed, it has also been great for me, because it's given me a distraction, and everyone needs something to invest their time into. So my passion just so happens to be my business. So for someone who might be taking up a hobby, it's great to be able to invest that time into your passion, and if it's going to make you money, that's even better. So taking time to spend on your passion is a great way to overcome that feeling of loneliness, especially if your business or your passion actually means you got to get out the house and connect with other people, which is exactly what I have to do in my business. So yeah, that's another great tip. Spend time with loved ones is tip number 3. And I love this one because leading with compassion. So although you might not be in a space where you feel much compassion for yourself, you might just feel like, just how am I going to get through today? It might be overwhelming just to figure out how you're going to get through the first day, second day, third day, first week. Through compassion and acts of kindness to people that we already love, and people who already love us, can definitely make you feel a lot better. It actually boosts your own self-esteem, and it actually helps you with lowering your stress levels. And this is an actual scientific study. So you helping someone else, showing compassion to someone else's problem. Maybe you've got friends and family who are also going through a really difficult time. How can you be there for them and bring them up and help them feel better about themselves? Maybe you'd like to volunteer at a charity. I always find that spending time with family grounds me. I feel grounded. I feel like I can be the normal Shireen that I usually am. I'm a bit goofy, I'm a little bit silly, and being around people that know you can bring those happier sides out of you, and that's what you want to do. You want to be in a good space, in a good energy space, and that's what's going to really help you come out of that feeling lonely stage. Number 4, form new friendships. Forming new friendships is going to be fantastic, and not every interaction that you have with the opposite sex or the same sex needs to be on an intimate level. Having friendships of both sexes now that you're single is actually great, because it shows you that you are able to make the connections even after you've had this huge sense of loss. You can form new connections with people, and I think sometimes when you've just lost someone and you've just gone through a breakup, you feel like there's no hope, like that's it now, like there's no one's gonna love you again. You feel all these horrible, nasty emotions. So it's always great to form new friendships, find a new tribe. Maybe you've got existing friends but you don't connect on every level that you'd like to, or maybe some of the conversations you can't contribute to because you just don't feel like it's what you're about. Now's the best time for you to go out there, or in the comfort of your own home and on social media, but actually go and form new friendships with people that you feel like are on your wavelength, or even better, at a position in their life that you actually want to get to. And especially when you've just come out of a breakup, all you want to do is stay in the house. You don't want to see anybody really. But if you push yourself out of your comfort zone and do things that are going to make you grow, that's what's going to stretch you. That's what's going to help you to overcome all these challenges that you experience when you've just gone through a breakup. I really feel like I need to say this though, like there is no perfect friendship. I feel like sometimes when we do go out there and we try and make new friendships after a breakup, we can be placing a heavy burden of what we're feeling in a void to try and put into one new person. Form plenty of different friendships. This way you're going to be able to have lots of different people for lots of different things. There's not going to be one person that's going to be able to be the perfect friend and exceed your expectations or fill you up if you're not feeling full in yourself, which again goes back to tip number 1, making sure that you're your own best friend before you're trying to find someone to fill a void in you. New friendships are great, but they shouldn't be a crutch. They shouldn't be what we lean on to try and top ourselves up after we're feeling this huge loss. We know we can be around people and still feel really lonely. We can be around family and friends who love us and still feel alone. It's making sure that you actually feel the connection with other people, and by doing so you're communicating how you feel, you're being open. You can still be around loving, supportive, amazing friends and family members and feel lonely. I've been there. I know how that feels. It's horrible. I can remember being sat at dinner tables with my amazing family, who, by the way, we actually have family meetings and talk about things all the time, and just feeling in this really dark, horrible place. And sometimes sharing can be really difficult to do, but sometimes we just need someone to share our emotions and feelings with, because we need that sense of connection in order to come out of that lonely place. Loneliness is not solely reliant on actually physically being alone. You can still be around people and feel lonely. So it's really important that we are pushing through those feelings and doing these tips, guys, so you're going to come out of that horrible space and be the best version of you. I also want to say really quickly, going back to tip number 1, do you love you? If you love you and love yourself, these 4 tips are going to help you to come out of this place of loneliness. And when you're placing heavy burdens on friendships, heavy burdens on friends and family to try and make you feel better, it's probably coming from a place of a lack of self-worth, because your confidence has been knocked. You're doing the work to make sure that you're topping yourself up, being kind to yourself, giving yourself the hugs, high-fiving yourself in the mirror, doing the work that you need to do so that you can feel at your best. And you are going to have hard times. You are going to have days when you don't feel like socializing. You're going to have days when you just want to stay in the house, and that's okay. I can remember having days, nights, just crying. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to be in the moment. And not running away from those emotions are really important. Working through those emotions, allowing yourself to express those emotions. Tears are going to actually help you, like, it's a release. Like when I cry, I feel so much better afterwards. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but I would like to know actually, when was the last time you cried? let me know in the comment section. But I always find it really therapeutic to be able to just release that sense of emotion, especially when I've had like a really tough day. So yeah, I think just expressing yourself, writing things down, speaking to people, those things are going to help you to release those emotions. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. They're my 4 tips. If you did enjoy the video today, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, please subscribe, please do all the good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. That's it from me. Bye for now.